Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Mentos Plays Paranautical Activity. This is not necessarily going to become a consistent series just yet, maybe once the full version is released, but I want to take another look at it today because it has received a pretty substantial update. Um, I should point out that we're kind of starting in the middle of a run here. My recording software wasn't really picking up the game very well. I had to change the type of capture mode to get it. And actually now that I look, the scene is just incredibly messed up because this thing does not work very well. Let me just kind of fix that real quick. I can probably expand that a little bit more. There we go, and we'll plop that right here. Okay, I apologize for the little technical difficulties there. But yeah, so my recording software didn't exactly take it correctly the first time, so I had to reset everything up and restart. But I had a decent run going here. So we've already bought mega bullets from here. We've cleared out a few rooms. I'll go over some of the stuff that's new in the update once we get the chance to get back to the start screen there, so once I die. But now that I have even more damage than the shotgun starts with initially, we're doing pretty good around here. So yeah, I did do a video on this before, if you recall, which was on the older version of it. One big change from then to now is that back then I said they didn't really need the green light votes. Now they do. I'm guessing if you've been following this enough where you're watching this video, you probably have an idea of that. But if you're someone who is just finding out about this game from here, essentially they kind of got, you can find a lot of coverage about it, but they kind of got screwed over when it came to the publishing deal they had worked out with Adult Swim Games. And the fact that Valve did not actually let them use the publisher that they had worked out. So, they are definitely in need of green light votes now. So if you are interested in what you see, it's definitely worth the time to swing by their green light page and give them a vote. They have, I believe, from the developers' Twitter, they have moved into the top 50, which is very good. It took them a while to get there, in part because they weren't really pushing their greenlight campaign, knowing they had a publishing deal in the works. But now that it's kind of being pushed more, they're definitely moving up the ranks pretty quickly. So it would be nice to see them continue to do so, because this is a very well put together game, even in its current beta state. Thank you, Norden. I know that my broadcasting software is taking up some memory. I know that's what happens. But thank you for the update. So yeah, we're just going to play through a couple runs here. I figured since I was going to play this game anyway on the new update, I might as well get at least one recording of it in. Like I said, I don't know if this is going to turn into really a consistent series until the full version is out, or anything, but I did want to show off the new update, so it was worth some time. There are definitely a lot of things different. The main thing that you're going to notice you won't be able to see until we do die and have to restart. Just because it's a difference to how you start the game instead of a difference to how the game itself works. So essentially what that is we're going to be fighting Skelito here, which is going to give us floating bombs as a reward. Not my favorite item to pick up because I don't really use bombs all that much, but we're going to easily outrun his spiders, just kind of walking around in a circle here, shooting him. Once he's dead, we will take out all the spiders, and that will be the end of things. Although I am taking some damage from the spiders now, because I'm not being careful. But there aren't that many left. I am not very good at shooters, by the way, so I apologize. It's going to take me probably a while to kill these little spiders. But one left. There we go, all dead. So yeah, the main thing is that it's no longer randomized what weapon you get. You actually get a kind of choice between different weapons. And now instead of all being the same stats, just which weapon you start with being different, you actually have a bunch of different stats that you can find that are different for each starting weapon. So it's definitely a little bit different in the fact that it's more... Well, you know, it draws a lot of comparisons to Isaac since that was one of the key inspirations. The weapons are now more like characters in Isaac. They're going to have their own stats, they're going to have their own advantages and disadvantages, and playing through it is going to be all about whichever one that you feel you deal best with in terms of stats. Now this guy, if I remember right, the best strategy is to take out these big demons first, and then he becomes not really nearly as much of an issue. Although he has done a couple hits of damage to me himself, he is not nearly as difficult when those guys aren't firing shots at you as well. And oh my god, he got very close. But we have defeated him, and we get... what are these? These are Winged Foot, move faster. It's not a bad upgrade to get. Movement speed is always a plus in these kind of games, at least to a certain extent. There does come a point when you might be moving too fast, but... and with that, we're going to buy these flip-flops here that are going to let us walk on lava! Yay! So anyway, we're going to do at least a run or two of this here while we're playing this new version today. I'm going to drop a link to the Greenlight page in the description, of course, because they definitely deserve and need the support. Yeah, I figured it would be fun to record another episode of this, so I decided to go ahead and do that. I hope you guys enjoy it. And, whoop, I am in a bad position here. Bad position. I hate these mobs and their homing shots. They're very hard to avoid, especially when you keep walking into the walls. Okay, homing shots, go away. Oh, come on, I walked through the door. Okay, that was a certain one. I was going to say, why did I not get drawn into combat when I walked through the door? Because that was the door I came in from. Makes sense, doesn't it? And the music is kind of tweaking out since I had to lose focus on the window. Unfortunately, in this current build of the beta, even like it was in the earlier version that I showed off last time, it does seem like there's a little bit of a glitchiness when you alt-tab out of the window in terms of the sound sometimes getting stuck turned off like it is when the window isn't selected. So let me see, I'll see if I can fix that after this room. I don't know, sometimes it is relatively easy to fix, sometimes you just have to kind of wait it out. And this moth needs to die, thank you. Let me see if this will work. Alt-tabbing a couple times. And we aren't really getting any kind of response from the music, so I guess you're going to have nothing but my voice to hear for a while until the music decides to come back. Let me just... nope. So unfortunate little glitches like that are things that are going to happen in beta versions of games, so I can't really hold anything against it. We are fighting the whale here, who should be a little bit easier with higher movement speed, but could still be a pain in the neck. I believe, if I recall, he does spawn moths, which from the homing shots I just saw, yes he does. Which is a royal pain, because we're probably going to die here. We are probably going to die on Mr. Whale, who would have given us the choice to get a bunch of health for lower move speed. But we're actually doing decently now after falling apart at the beginning there. You just need to keep walking in a circle. These circle strafes are definitely useful. Okay, now we just got 2 moths left in the room. Maybe 3. 3. And I just need to hit them. No! Oh man, so there we go. We have died. So we're going to choose to restart here. And see, this is what I'm talking about. On the menu here, now instead of just being spawned with a random item, you actually get your choice between which one you want to take. So, you've got a bunch of different choices here, of course. The crossbow, the grenade launcher, the little energy machine gun, the hook, and the shotgun. These are not all the weapons in the game. As you know, there's a assault rifle, there's a rocket launcher, stuff like that. But they do make up a good amount of starting stuff, and you can get the others while you're playing through the game. So let's jump into one more run as a tank here. Now the music is back. The music I should add is a little bit different than it was in the former version I played. Oop. So we are going to kind of use the same strategy I usually do for this room, which is to take out these little guys and then worry about the big guys afterwards. Although they are in kind of a crappy position for me. If I keep walking back and forth out of their line of sight, they aren't going to be able to hit me very well. And they are dead, and we can move on. I have full health. I actually have 1 armor. There are 2 hearts left in this room if I need them, and remember they're there. Which is not necessarily a guarantee, because it can be kind of hard to remember where things are in this game. I would like to see an Isaac-ish addition to the mini-map that shows you if you leave anything behind in a room, just so you don't spend more time going, okay, I know I left a couple of hearts around here, where were they? You can just kind of go, okay, well, I have a couple things laying in this room, let's just pick those up. That explosion did hurt me, unfortunately. So yeah, I've got to say, obviously if you watch my initial video on this, I quite enjoy this game. The new update doesn't do anything to change that. I think that turning the weapons into more of character classes was actually a positive as a whole. Although it does kind of change up something that made the game a little bit unique in a way, it's also its own benefit. So you got the horseshoe for 250. We could pick up a shotgun, which is exactly what we have, for 300. I don't think that's a good proposition. And a mystery box for 200. Let's go fight this mini-boss over here next. I'm not sure exactly how long this video is going to go on, but we're going to try to make it last at least a little while. Depending on how long this run goes, maybe this or the next run will be the last one of this video. And you know, I do want to do more coverage on this, but at the same time I feel like I kind of want to wait till the full version hits release. But that might be a long time. So don't be surprised if you do see more episodes of this on the channel. Right now, obviously, Rogue Legacy has been a big one. And Delver's Drop is going to be picking up as the alpha is released in the next few days. And we get a mystery box from the boss, which is Trigger Finger. That's actually an awesome upgrade to get for free. But yeah, so obviously, maybe even by the time this video goes up, but Delver's Drop is going to be taking up a big amount of time. I'm very much looking forward to starting the alpha from that game and getting some coverage in on it, which will also help me to document if I run into any glitches. I can easily point to them in the video, which is of course a nice little benefit when you're playing an alpha version of a game, being able to point out exactly what happened. But either way, Paranautical Activity will be back on the channel at some point, especially assuming the channel keeps up long enough to get to the final release of the game. Then it'll definitely be in there. And we want to... Oh god, the one up there! I didn't know he was there! Run! Run, you fool! Well, that was stupid. I just took a ridiculous amount of damage on that room. Let's go ahead and head through this way. And we're going to fight one of these guys, apparently on his own, which is kind of disappointing for him. He's not really going to have much of a chance. Oh, there was another little guy in here. And at least one more who was hiding over here. I walked literally right past him without shooting at him. That was foolish of me. This music is actually kind of catchy in the background. It's nice and quiet enough for me where it's not like overpowering, but it's also not so quiet that it's just insignificant. And I kind of like it. But yeah, for those of you who aren't aware of exactly how this game works, you can easily think of it like Binding of Isaac, but into a Doom-esque first-person shooter. That overly simplifies it a long shot, but even the developers have said that Isaac was one of the main inspirations for the game. Essentially, it's a roguelike first-person shooter. You're going to go through different floors that have maps. Every time you enter a room, enemies are going to spawn. Once you defeat the enemies, you are clear to exit the room. You have various different items that are going to increase your stats. Fire rate, damage, armor pickups. You can get an item that will increase those. Your health, your speed. So that's where the comparisons really come into play, is the items are all kind of set to function very similarly. Now this guy I forget the name of, but his item is one of my favorites in the game because it gives you double jump, which is exceedingly useful as you get on in the game. So we're going to try to get this guy through without getting hit, but I can't make any guarantees there. I just threw a bomb on accident that didn't really accomplish anything. So you want to kill the little ones before we split apart the next big one, but I was completely focused on the wrong one. So now I've got 4 of these guys chasing me, and it's not going very well for me, let's be honest here. But they're starting to fall apart. We've got 2 down, 3 down, and we are clear of this room in that hit. And let's go pick up all our rewards here. We probably should make a run back to the item shop. Iris wings. So yes, now we can double jump, which is of course nicely beneficial to us. We do have at least a couple of hearts laying around still, although getting to them might be kind of confusing. There's one though. So that worked out perfectly. We're going to come back over here to the gift shop, see if there's anything we want with this 323 gold. We could get the mystery box, but I don't know what the horseshoe does, so I'm going to pick that up. More loot. That is actually a very good thing to pick up. I am happy that I spent the money on that. Obviously, things like that tend to pay for themselves as time goes on. I just need to survive long enough for it to pay for itself. So, my opinions on this game, if you haven't watched the first video, are very high. Obviously, it's still in beta. There's still some kind of things that you'll run into that are kind of awkward. But as a whole, the game is very well put together so far. It's definitely something I can see myself replaying over and over to try out different item combinations, different starting weapons, getting good with them, all that stuff. And obviously, it's only going to get more complex as the game nears its fuller release. If you are interested in this game, you can pick it up on the developer's website, or on Desura, I believe. I want to say it's $10 to pick it up in the current beta stage. It's definitely worth the money. You're gonna get your money's worth out of the time you spend with it if you're anything into this kind of game. So it's definitely worth the price. It's a very fun roguelike version of a game. I'm not the best at shooters, and in fact, normally I kind of dislike first-person shooters. But I do like the fact that it's very much something that even a player like me who isn't all that common in first-person shooters can jump into and play decently well, and understand pretty well. So it's definitely not something that the genre itself is going to be overcoming to some people. I think anyone who has ever played a first-person shooter will be able to get into the swing of things pretty quickly. I could just jump up on top of that box there once I get him beaten, but sometimes that makes spiders glitch out and get inside that little elevator, so... Oh my god, why would you do that, you stupid skull man? I hate you! Die! Thank you! Now I need to kill all your little spiders that you spawn, you jerk! Of course, the little spiders are kind of a pain in the neck, let's be honest here. But, what was I saying? Oh yeah, the game is, very much gonna be improved upon as its development moves on. I know there has been talk about trying to add multiplayer, co-op, I believe. There has been, definitely gonna be more items put in the game and such. So what you see here isn't really remotely necessarily going to be all that close to the final build, but the basic gameplay is there, and there's definitely enough items to make it interesting to play through more than once. I personally have still never beaten the game, got into the final level and beat whatever the final boss is, so that says something in terms of just, I've had the game for a while. Granted, I haven't played it as much as I could have, because I tend to play the games that are finalized more than the ones that are still in work in progress. Not necessarily anything against the ones that are work in progress, because I like them all. But I tend to kind of focus on those as they get updates more so than, I did not know you were still alive, Mr. Moth. I hate you. But yeah, I tend to focus on them more as I realize that they get updates than as, like, consistent playthroughs. Just because I think that for most people who are watching these kind of videos, the final version of the game is more interesting to watch because everything's there. But the alpha is nice to see as it improves because it gives you an idea of where the game is heading, and if you like the direction it's going in, it can definitely show you if you should spend the money to support them while they're still developing, or if you should wait to see if it gets better for you in the long run. So I feel like, I will probably spend more time with this alpha on the channel, although it won't be a huge focus. But once it comes out in full, I'll want to spend a lot of time with it to show off what the final version ends up with. If this makes any kind of sense at all. If it doesn't, I am sorry. So we're going to kill these big demons here. I just blew up a barrel in my face and took some stupid damage. But this more loot drops item is actually paying off big time for us, I feel. So there's a moth way up here. Obviously the shotgun is good damage, but it's better damage the closer that you are to an enemy. When you are farther, your shots spread out more and you don't get as many hits with it. So it's something to remember when you're using this class, the tank here. And we're going to be able to... Whoa! That guy just kind of came right in my face. He came right in my face. Yep, I just said that. I apologize for any kind of... Oh, well, first I apologize for the coughing and my voice getting hoarse for a second there. But more importantly, I apologize for that inadvertent sexual innuendo. But, I don't know, it was somewhat amusing in a way. He came in my face. Yep. And so, we got this moth here, who I would like to kill, and then kind of dodge some homing shots so they don't hit me. If you don't know, the homing shots in this game are ridiculously annoying to deal with. They don't actually stop homing on you until you have walked through a door. Or not until you have walked through a door, until they hit something. So a lot of times walking through a door will cause them to hit something. Oh, I didn't know you were back there. I feel like an idiot now because I just took I just lost all my armor to that dude. Weep. But yeah, they don't actually stop homing until they hit something. So you've kind of got to hug the wall when there are homing shot enemies in the room, just so that their shots, when they miss you, instead of just circling around and coming at you again, they hit up against the wall and stop. It's definitely something that takes a little bit of getting used to, as most situations of homing shots, they aren't quite so persistent. Where is this guy? He is hiding over here. And he's dead. And we got some armor back. So we're actually at 9 out of 10 health for the first time in I don't know how long. It's definitely been a while since we've had that low of health. By that low, I mean 1 health less. Okay, so powder keg, I'm assuming, has something to do with bomb damage. The anchor, I know, makes you fall faster. We're going to go with winged foot here to move faster. I think this is a good choice for us. We're going to come fight this mini-boss, who is this guy, so we want to focus on these demons. Oops. Oh my god. Stop it, Mr. Skull Spider-Man. God damn it. I'm doing so poorly in this fight, and I did not that great last time either, but this time I'm faster. I shouldn't be having this trouble. Stop it, Skullman. Thank you. Thank you for dying and stopping it. I was lucky to not walk all the way through that door and get the flip-flops. So that was definitely worth the fight there. Granted, we did take kind of a staggering amount of damage. This is, I think, the lowest our health has been all run. Toss a bomb in there that was completely an accident, but it worked out wonderfully. I guess I should have played that off like I tossed that bomb on purpose. Would have been kind of much better for opinions of me as a gamer. There we go. We did apparently get hit by a homing shot there, which is, as I mentioned, incredibly persistent and kind of annoying to deal with. But it adds a different little bit to the game that makes it kind of something that you don't see all the time when it comes to homing shots. They are homing shots to the extreme. I wish that you could get homing shots. Like, I wish I could just make my shotgun shots home. Although that wouldn't work too well with the shotgun, I guess, 'cause the shots do hit instantly on their fire. But for an item like the crossbow or something, obviously homing shots would be very beneficial to it. We got some health and armor in that room. It's definitely a good thing to pick up since we were getting a little bit low on health. And we will, I guess, head down to the next floor. I don't think we have anything else to actually accomplish on this floor. It might be wise to kind of run around real quick, see if we notice any kind of health laying on the ground. But as a whole, I think we are ready to go on to the next floor. And we will see level 3 for the first time in this video. Level 3 gets a little bit more difficult. It's going to introduce, as I believe every floor does, it's going to introduce some new enemies to us, as well as it is going to be the floor that introduces us to lava. Which, of course, since we got the flip-flops, is not that much of a concern to us at the moment. But definitely something that's worth pointing out is that it can make rooms much more difficult just by its existence. Okay, so these guys are just hoppers that like to blow up in your face when they get close by. So you want to kill them from a distance, not just so that they don't blow up when they get close to you, but because when they blow up when they die, they're going to hurt you if you're close by. So, we want to take this moth out, finally. Make sure his homing shots hit the wall before we run to get this health and money. Let's see what's in our gift shop. We got... Oops. We got poison bombs, we got a magnet, and we got an anchor. I don't know if there's really anything in there that I want to spend my money on. The magnet seems a lot less useful. Now see, this is the lava. And as you can tell, this room would probably be a lot more difficult if we couldn't just kind of hop down here and walk on it. But yeah, obviously the ooh, we got health out of that too. Crap, I lost my train of thought. Yeah, obviously the magnet is useful in its own right, but now that there's kind of a bigger grab radius on items, I don't know if it's really as useful. Now it's more so a way for me to, if I didn't have the flip-flops, it would be a way to get gold without having to jump in the lava for it. Since I have those, obviously that one doesn't benefit me all that well. But, the other thing that's really good for is if there's stuff trapped under terrain, at least in the old version. And since that's kind of been fixed just by the innate updates to how item collection works, or consumable collection works. This guy is still up there, and there's still a moth up there as well. Moth, you need to die. There we go. And something else is alive, apparently. Oh, this guy. Hello, little dude. Sorry you had to die like that, but there was no real option there for either of us. You had tried to kill me, I had to kill you. But yeah, so you're going to want to very much consider the items when you get them, you know, is something worthwhile. The magnet, I'm not sure if it has a use that's really that great for me anymore. It does save me a bit of walking over things, because it does kind of pull the items to you when you kill something. But, given our current situation, I think it's better to save our money for something a little bit more valuable, in the forms of, you know, a stat upgrade, or a, or, you know, if we find an armor box or something, we could go for that. So, there's kind of this weird balance that you have to decide when you're buying items, of course, as with any game that's a roguelike with a shop. Because you don't know what you're going to run into next, and if what you're looking at now is the most valuable item, or if it's something that you could do much better than. And we're going up against this dude, who does spawn these little hoppers, who I need to back away from. And he's also going to fire homing shots, which is really annoying, but if we stick around the walls, they aren't going to be too much of a threat. I'm going to toss a bomb this way, maybe that'll hit him. I think it did. Now that bomb was actually on purpose. So that one you can give me credit for. And he is dead. We need to dodge the rest of his shots. We get the Mark of Death, Kiss of Death, sorry, which is more damage. That's one that I've had in the earlier version that I've played. So, we now have a damage up, a fire rate up, we have movement speed up. We're getting a lot of stat upgrades on this run. Oh god, there are bomb things in here. Yep. Go away. Just die for me. Just die. Where are you? I see one of you. Come on. I should be able to hit you from here. There we go. And where's the other one? He is right down there. And I guess I can just get a little bit closer, that'll make it easier. Yeah, much easier. We're gonna pick up all this stuff that they dropped. We're now back to 10 health and 2 armor, which is really good. Considering the floors get more difficult as you go on, to have my health go up on this floor is an accomplishment in its own right. Not a big accomplishment, because it hasn't gone up that much, all things considered, and I just took some more damage, but We're gonna blow up those guys. And we got a moth and a hopper. I don't know what those hoppers are actually called, but there is another game similar to this, actually, in the works as well, called Tower of Guns, which I actually saw in the Greenlight Super Show when I was helping to mod there when it was going on. That's another one that I want to check out. It's kind of got its similarities to this game and its differences. I haven't actually played that one yet, but from what I can tell, it's a very good game in its own right. Obviously, they aren't nearly close enough to the same thing to where you could say that, you know, you should get one or the other. They definitely have very big differences in mechanics from what I can tell. Although the basic is still the same. It's still a first-person shooter with roguelike elements. But they're definitely different enough from what I saw that I would recommend, if you like the style of this, to at least check out Tower of Guns or vice versa. But not to kind of rule out getting one because you have the other. And let's see, we're going to be fighting Poseidon here, which is really annoying. He's only going to drop his trident, and he's going to probably do a lot of damage to me, because I don't know how to fight this guy without taking a lot of damage. Oh, that worked out pretty well. His fish all exploded in midair. Ouch. So we've only taken 2 hits so far, but that's 2 hits more than I would have liked to. That bomb did nothing to him, and we took another hit, but he is almost dead, so maybe, just maybe we can make it. Nope, there was another hit. And come on, just die, just die, just die. I'm just going to stand here? Good. Okay, so we got back to full health. His weapon here is the trident. You can pick this up, and it is a very powerful weapon, but the downside is, after you throw it, you can't actually use it again until you go retrieve it. So, you know, I think in the interest of making this run longer, instead of showing off the trident, I'm going to keep my shotgun. It is a very powerful weapon. I'm sure once you're kind of used to the mechanics, it's not that bad. But for someone like me who's still not very good at this game, I don't think that the trident is really a good option. It's definitely probably the most difficult weapon to use in the game. The only one that comes close is the hook, because that one is going to be something that you have to throw out from you and then wait for it to come back to you before you can fire again. So it's kind of a similar mechanic, but that one comes back to you automatically, like a boomerang. It's not something you have to kind of sit and run to in order to get back. So I definitely feel like there is something to be said for that item, but it's definitely not something I myself am very interested in right now. I would rather make the run last longer than have the run show off an item that isn't bad, but is going to get me hurt a lot and probably die pretty quickly. So let's go on down to floor number 4 here. I'm not actually sure how many floors there are in the game. I've never made it to the end, so I can't really say. But we're going to keep going until we die here. This will be the last run of the video, since we are at a little over half an hour right now. But we're going to see how far we can get. Let's go fight this mini-boss. It's going to be Mr. Skullman again. I'm pretty sure I already fought you on this run, dude. You shouldn't be here. Go away. I don't want to fight you again. I'm not sure if that's actually supposed to happen, or if that's kind of a glitch that we ran into here. I'm not sure if you should be able to fight the same mini-boss twice, or if it's something that just kind of happened as a coincidence. There's the anchor that we could have bought on the last floor. So now we should fall faster, which means that we're going to drop down a little bit quicker, obviously. That was a stupid sentence for me to say, and I apologize. But, yeah, it's definitely an item that I haven't really found a big use for. You know, it's all well and good to fall faster and maybe be able to avoid shots, but I really want to kill these skulls, but I need to keep running from everything else that's going on. Okay, we're at a pretty safe spot to focus on the skull. Very good. Now I can blow up this bomb dude. Blow up this bomb dude. And the demon thingy had already died, apparently. I did not know that at the time. We're going to pick up some more gold, some more other items. Did this guy drop anything? No. So we definitely want to find our shop, because we got more than enough money to make it well worth the time. Hopefully we can find it before we die. These skulls are really annoying enemies. They just kind of home in on you and seek you around the room. But they actually are kind of one of the enemies I have more trouble with in the game, at least in this stage. One of the later game enemies that we get a couple floors down, which I believe was in my last video on this game, they're a royal pain in the neck no matter what. I had really good stats at the time I took those guys on, and I still had trouble with them. But we're going to try to just dodge nicely so we can focus on spamming shots in here from a distance. Go see if that guy dropped anything for us. He did not. And then we're going to exit to this door over here. And whoa, this room is packed with stuff. Oh my god, I do not like this room. I don't like this room at all. Go away, Skullman. Go. Go. Stay away. Back up. Walk around in backward circles. It may not be the best strategy in the world, but it's the strategy I use. And this guy is going to be not really as much of a pain as I expected. In fact, he died pretty easily. He didn't take anyone with him, though, which is unfortunate. We have managed to make it through this room so far without taking damage, which is honestly kind of surprising to me. I say as I take damage. Oh, no. See, I didn't take any damage. Nope. Nope, no damage taken at all. You just hallucinated that nine appearing for a moment. I didn't pick up any health. What are you talking about? Anyway, let's collect this gold here. Anything else laying around that I can see? No. And let's start heading this way. Obviously, you could say that's almost kind of a strategy to keep yourself along the outside of the map as much as possible. Because obviously you're going to run into the boss rooms and the shop and everything on the outer rim of the map. You're not going to run into it really on the inside. So, what I mean by that is that, you know, the shop isn't necessarily, I believe, possible to be surrounded by like 4 rooms. Oh, I hate this room. It's just a bunch of these skulls following you around, and it's such a pain in the neck. But we do have a pretty good amount of speed right now, so we are moving away from them quick. They did 2 damage to us already since we walked in here, but we've only got 1 left. It is dead, and we've got at least an armor pickup, 2 armor pickups, so we're back to the same amount of health we had going in. But yeah, I don't think that the shop could be like in the middle room there. I think it has to be on one of the outside edges. So if you stick to the outside of the map, you're probably going to limit the amount of rooms that you have to go to. Which of course you could see as either a positive or a negative depending on your take on things. Obviously you want to explore more than just the outside of the map because you want to be able to get as many loot drops and everything as possible. But you also don't want to, but also if you're worried about a floor, it seems like it would be a wise decision to focus on the outside of the map, not the inside, because that's going to keep you where you're at the best chance of finding things. So we could go fight our boss here. We might as well. Now's as good a time as any. It's going to be this chainsaw Nazi dude who is kind of a dick. I've had problems with him before. He's not too bad when he's just following you and chasing. It's when he starts shooting and when he starts making chainsaws rise up from the floor. Nazis with chainsaws are never good things. Yeah, see, that is kind of a pain. I just took a bunch of hits there from that. But we're still ahead in this fight, even though we are taking ridiculous amounts of damage thus far. Well, I did manage to avoid it completely that time. Oh, I cannot jump over him. That's a lesson learned. So we're just going to keep circling backwards and die. Die before you kill me with chainsaws. You stupid Nazi. Thank you. Thank you for dying. We are back up to 8 health. We get this dude's trench coat, which increases health and gives us 5 free armor. Well, that's a very nice pickup. Thank you, game. I appreciate you making the pickup for that boss. So nice. I actually forgot what that item did until I picked it up right there, and then let's just say I was kind of happy. So now we have 12 health. We have 6 armor currently. 8 of our health is full. We got 12 as a maximum, I should say. And let's go try to find our shop, because we have a lot of money right now. And we also want to kill, kill, kill. I don't know if that moth died or not. I do know that these guys are still alive. And we are just continuing to circle. Want to get rid of this moth before I worry too much about anything else. So I can kind of stay along this wall where those guys can't see me. There we go. And now we're able to kind of run around in circles here and avoid taking damage from these dudes. Although I'm not doing as much damage to them as I would like to be. There we go. So we're up to 7 armor. We still have 8 health, although that's going to change in just a moment. 9 health. We're doing pretty good on this run. This might be a run that goes on for a while longer, and I apologize for the video being so long if that's the case, but we're doing pretty well. I think the 5th floor is the furthest I have made it to, so things might change drastically on the next floor, but for the moment, things are going pretty well for us. Depending on what we get in the shop, that might continue even better than it is now. That moth is dead. We get another bit of armor. Every bit is going to count when we get down to the next floor. Because, as I said, that's as far as I've gotten. I'm not that experienced with it, so I am not going to be nearly as capable of dealing with it as I am at the current point. Let's go ahead through this room here. Oh god, so many things. I hate this room layout. There's just too much going on. Go die moth. We're up to 12 armor, which is really ridiculous. We're killing things with explosive barrels. It's awesome. Explosive barrels is always one of the craziest things that I think has ever made its way into game design. Like, who was the one who thought, you know, there should just be barrels laying around, and if you shoot them, they should explode? Like, that's not something that happens in real life. I mean, granted, video games in general aren't something that happen in real life. But my point is, like, who was the first one to sit there and go, it would make a whole lot of sense if we made these these barrels explode when shot. So we've got blowfish here I'm going to pick up. That's going to give us poison damage. I'm also going to pick up the rum, because that's boosts damage, fire rate, and speed, but lowers health. So we're down to 9 health, but we're firing much quicker. And we got more damage and more speed, so we're definitely more survivable, despite having lower health. And yeah, look at how much difference this is making on a room like this with how much we're firing. And the poison damage, of course, is going to help on enemies with more health that I can't just kill on one hit. So yeah, as a whole, that shop worked out very well for us. I'm glad we saved our money on the last floor. Because obviously that allowed us to pick up enough money to put together a very nice item pickup on the shop this floor. Let's go to this end room over here. I probably should just move on to the next floor soon, but I do want to get as much loot as possible before I do, in the interest of... Oh god, so many skulls. Die, all of you things. Die. Die, 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 die. But yeah, I do want to pick up as much loot as possible, so on the shop on the next floor, I can buy something, as well as so that my health and armor might continue to increase. Since we're doing relatively well on this floor, it seems silly to jump down to the next floor before milking this for all the advantage we can. This room is not that bad, all things considered. I wish I had shot that barrel, but instead I shot the explosive dude, and he helped me out. And we're going to shoot this explosive dude as well. That room was nice and simple. So we have made a massive profit by exploring the rest of this floor. Let there be something said for roguelike games and exploring the whole floor instead of just moving on as soon as you can. Now this room is probably going to hurt me. Unfortunately, we're back down to 12 armor. What was that? Okay, apparently I picked up some armor and then lost it again on a little bomb hopper, I'm guessing. And that resulted in me kind of bouncing out evenly. But with that, I think we are ready to move on to the next floor. So let's see what awaits us on floor 5. As I said, I don't think I've ever even gotten to the boss of floor 5, because I think this is where the most pain in the neck enemies I've fought are encountered. So let's put some bullet holes in the air there. Yep, this is definitely the last floor I made it to. So we got some Nazi flags, apparently, and obviously this is a Nazi ship. That has become apparent. Ah, it's these guys! These guys are horrible! I hate you! I hate you! Jumpy thing! Go away! You will not kill me on the first room of this floor! I refuse! I refuse! I had so much armor and health! Go away, monkey! It may just be me, but that looks like a monkey. And it almost killed me. It took away like 6 armor on its own. So see, that is pretty much where I died on the last time I got to this floor, was the first time I ran into those little monkey things. And so I'm kind of glad that we survived them, although I don't know how long our survivability is going to last. I would really like to find the shop really quick. But, yeah, so, that was panic-inducing, to say the least. So we got some skulls, we got some demons, and we got one of these monkeys! Ah, one shot in the face killed it. So maybe that's the trick. You just need to get really close to it and shoot it in the face. That's usually a good way to kill almost anything, but apparently that's a good strategy for this thing. Okay, that was much more, or much less panic-inducing. I think a lot of that was from the fact that those are what killed me last time I played this level. So I was kind of instantly paranoid about them, but... Oh, it's on me again, but it's dead. It's dead. Good, 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 good. Oh my god, I'm trapped. I'm taking a lot of damage against these stupid demons. Now, like I said, I don't know how many floors are in this game, but the difficulty is ramped up a lot here on floor number 5. We're almost out of armor. There's a mini-boss room. We might want to go in there. It might give us something beneficial. And we did clear this room out, although, like I said, we're down to 1 armor. Now, one thing about this game is that you can kind of peek at what exits there are from the room if you get your angles right. And this room, I don't believe, has the shop attached to it. It might, but I don't believe it does. And so we can go fight... Oh, it's the jellyfish. This dude is not that bad, although he is hunting me down with a vengeance. But his health is really low, so that happened very quickly. And we get the spring, which is going to let us jump higher. You know, we're up to 3 armor. We're at the boss of floor number 5, something I've never fought before. Let's go for it. Oh god, what are you? You're like a skeleton mermaid! I don't like you. You're firing a bunch of homing shots and some non-homing shots. And altogether, you are just being kind of a jerk about things. But you are kind of cool looking, Mr. Skeleton Nazi Mermaid. That's a weird combination of things I never thought I would say. Mr. Skeleton Nazi Mermaid. I guess I should say Nazi Skeleton Mermaid. I mean, putting the adjective Nazi in the middle there kind of doesn't work as well, I feel. And now we just need to make these shots blow up, which I'm not sure if they have yet or not. No! You aren't going to hit me after you're dead. And what do we get for this boss? Okay, we got a mouth. Banshee Scream. Damage up. Awesome. That is actually really cool. I like that boss. I like that boss a whole lot. I'm guessing that my flip-flops let me walk on the water as well, and that seems to be the case. Okay, we got some lemurs, or whatever these are, chasing me. I hate that they can jump up to the ceiling. It makes them so much harder to track. But I am doing much better at handling these things. Now that I know how much of a threat they are, I think that's probably part of it, is that I'm kind of focusing on them before I worry about anything else in the room. And since the new enemies of the floor tend to appear on most of the rooms, it's kind of easy to know that I'm going to need to focus on them. We're going to go back to... Whoa, that was close. We're going to go back to this mini-boss room here, and we're going to exit out to the left. Okay, so there's another one of these things. He did get several hits in on me because I trapped myself in a corner there. And we're almost dead, unfortunately. This has been a good run, but we probably aren't going to survive much longer. Although, we did clear this room. That's a good sign. We do have a lot of health waiting for us in the boss room, if you remember, because we had so much armor going in. So let's go back there. Oh, mini-boss room has some too, so that works out. So we are back to full health. We have no armor, so I'm kind of worried that this isn't going to last us very long. But, wait, they're swinging axes? That's something I've never seen before. Go away, you stupid lemurs! I hate you! I hate you lemurs! and moths, and demons. I hate everything in this room, especially when I get trapped in the corner. And swinging axes, you aren't very fun either, but you've been cool. You haven't really hit me, so I'm not concerned about you. But you're kind of jerks too. I'm just going to throw that out there. So this room is a bunch of floating skulls, it seems, and at least one lemur. I'm just going to keep calling these things lemurs. I don't know if you like it or not, but that's what they are to me. They are lemurs. And, oh, come on, come on. Get close enough to where I can kill you, but not close enough to where you can kill me. That was too close. There are 3 of these things in here. Jesus. Sweet Joel Gigas. He's still behind me. I thought he was dead. Where are you, Mr. Lemur? There you are. I see you. I see you up there. I need to keep moving, and I need to keep jumping to the air. There we go. Mr. Lemur is dead. Now we just need to kill this thing, and we are clear of the room. So we are surviving much better than I anticipated at this point. I'm quite happy to say that. I'm assuming this room would have been a whole lot harder if I didn't have the flip-flops to prevent me from taking damage down here, which I'm assuming is what normally happens based on the color of the water. And is that the gift shop over there? Is that the... It is. We found the gift shop. This could be big. So you can buy the M14, which is a pretty good item, the magnet or the mystery box. Mystery box increases health, throw bombs farther. So we have more health. You know what? I know that the assault rifle is said to scale really well, but I don't know if it's an item that I would rather have over the shotgun right now. I'm also kind of thinking that we're just going to go down to the next floor. I would like to explore this floor more, see if there's anything more I can get. But, seeing as this is the farthest I've ever made it and the most successful I've ever been on this floor, I kind of just want to go down to the next floor and see what awaits us. So let's head down to floor 6 and see what's going on down there. We already had a Nazi skeleton mermaid, so we are back to 11 health. We're doing very good for health. We have 50 bombs. 50 bombs! I'm gonna take a drink real quick. And 50 is a whole lot of bombs. And so this episode is going very long. I apologize for that. But this has been a very exceptionally good run. The best I've ever had by a long shot. So I didn't really expect it to go on this long. So yeah, I apologize that it's now almost an hour in and you're still watching this, but hey, it's hopefully as entertaining for you as it is for me playing it. We're gonna go through this door. We got some more skeleton Nazis to kill, probably. There's the boss room on the floor. If I can just get to the boss without dying on this ridiculously crowded room. Oh dear lord, there's so much stuff in here. And I just hit myself with an explosive barrel, and I'm taking tons of damage. But we're also clearing out the room pretty well. And this was one crazy room compared to anything that I've ever faced in this game before. I threw a bomb, it did nothing. I did that on accident by accidentally pressing the right click button. That is a very confusing way to say I accidentally right clicked. What is still shooting at me? Why do I see explosions? Is there something firing rockets at me? There's still an enemy in this room. It is. It's throwing bombs at me. Okay. Okay. Oh, I was worried there for a second. I couldn't find that enemy. Let's go fight a boss. Let's go fight him. Let's go. Let's go. Oh god! It's a giant spider and there are nests, and I'm not sure what happens if I destroy the nests, but oh god, mini spiders! No, not mini spiders! Go away! Go away, spider boss! You're like Goma! Okay, well that was actually extraordinarily easy for this point in the game. I kind of just need to clear out these little mini spiders now, which I'm assuming spawn more of every time I shoot one of the egg sacs, or maybe they're just like... Maybe I have to kill all the egg sacs to beat the boss. Because I don't see any more spiders. Oh, there we go. There are some. I think the egg sacs might just spawn the spiders while they're alive, not Oh, not, they come out when they die. So, there we go. We beat that boss. We got, like, nothing dropped for it, which is really weird to me. We're gonna get some weird lightning bolt thing. Spega's Fangs, damage up. More damage is never a bad thing. I would like to find a mini-boss room and a shop, but I am kind of paranoid about keeping going on this floor. So, yeah, let's just get into this here, I guess. We got another lemur. We got a lemur. Go away, lemur. Thank you. Thank you for listening so promptly and dying. Like, it was very polite of you when I said go away for you to just drop dead on the next shot that I took at you. That was kind of awesome. Okay, so we're doing actually surprisingly well right now. I think I've got a very good loadout of items or something, because this run is going very well. The mini-boss is over there. Let's go see. Oh, the mini-boss and the shop are attached to this room. So, we should worry about the lemurs. Lemurs! Go away, lemur! Then we got this guy up here who is throwing bombs at us. And we got this dude here, which is shooting at us. And I think that's another bomb thrower man. He is poisoned right now, and he's dead. Good. So we still have 10 of 11 health. We've got a lot of gold for the shop here. We got a mini boss there, and then if we want to, we can go down to the next floor immediately. This is going very well. You might see me get to the end of the game, maybe. Powder keg, not all that useful. You know what, I'm going to buy it though, just to see what it does. Adderall, more powerful bombs. Okay, that's not bad to consider that, obviously I have a ton of bombs. So maybe having them be more powerful is a plus. And this dude is kind of being a jerk about things, but he's dying very quickly. We have incredible damage right now. And our fire rate's pretty good too. And he's going to drop us the rocket launcher, which is not a bad weapon, but not one that I want to take with me. But, as you can see, I can kind of fire rockets in here. I don't think they're homing rockets, I think they just fire straight. And one of my big things that I like in this game is weapons like the shotgun that just hit on shot instead of having to travel to the enemies. Excuse me for that burp. And let's go. We're going to go down to floor number 7. This is easily the furthest I've ever made it in this game. So, I don't know what to expect. I don't know if this is almost the end of the game or not. But we're going to see what happens, because I am very pumped up right now. Very, very pumped up right now. Let's go. In here. Woo! I could be exploring for more loot, but I got a ton of gold laying around, and I am doing very well. And there's only one exit from this room. And there are a bunch of swinging axes in here. That does not bode well. Something spawned like right in front of me, and I killed it right away. This moth here can die pretty quick. And then we got something over here, one of these little dudes. Okay, so now if I want to get this gold, I have to kind of brave the storm. And, whoop, oh, we didn't take any damage. There's again only one room out of here. And there we go, now there's more spread out rooms. I was starting to think that maybe this was like a straight hallway to the boss, which would have been kind of crazy to me. But, yeah, we just took an absurd amount of damage on this room already. This might be the end of our run here, unfortunately, but I am still holding out hope. We're down to 4 health, but if we could find the boss room, we might have a chance. Oh my god, I'm trapped in the corner! That wasn't even cool! That thing's dead. I wish I had some health or armor drops so I could have a little bit more tolerance in case this thing gets too close. Oh man, we got 2 health. Mini-boss, I think my best chance of beating the next room is to go after the mini-boss, which is one that spawns moths and shoots homing shots and is kind of a jerk, but we're doing tons of damage to it and it's going to die really quick. And now we just need to kill the moths. Oh, I took damage because I got stuck. No! Oh, well, thank you for joining me to what turned out to be a really fun episode of Mentos Plays Paranautical Activity. As I said before, the green light link is going to be in the description. This game will probably see more playtime on the channel, just not a consistent series like Rogue Legacy or Isaac. Something more along the lines of when I feel like playing it on camera, I will. yeah, if you enjoyed what you saw, definitely go check this game out on Greenlight. As mentioned, it's available on the developer's website, codeavarice.com, which will also be linked in the description, for $10 or on Desura, whichever you prefer. Um, yeah, that's about all I got to say for now. It's a very good game. I had a ton of fun this run. Thank you all for watching. I hope you had a good time, and I hope you have a wonderful day, night, whenever it may be. And I will see you on the next episode of whatever comes up next. Have a good one, guys.